Within 2 hours, Archangel Michael declares, you are in a dangerous alignment, and one friend knows the truth but refuses to warn you. Obey now. In the unseen realm, time bends differently. What feels like a moment to you may be a floodgate in heaven. And right now, in this very hour, a divine revelation is trying to reach you. Archangel Michael has sounded the alarm, and the heavens are stirring because you are standing on the edge of a spiritual alignment that has turned dangerous. Not by your doing, not by your intention, but by the silent conspiracy of someone who calls themselves your friend. They know something. They've seen something. And yet they remain quiet, not because they are unaware, but because their silence serves them more than your safety does. This message is not casual. This message is not entertainment. This message is a direct divine transmission meant to intercept you before time runs out. You have less than 2 hours before the energy shifts, before what's being whispered in darkness tries to materialize in your light. This isn't paranoia. This is prophecy. What you cannot see, heaven sees clearly. What is being done in secrecy is being reported before the throne. And you, beloved soul, are being given a way of escape before the trap fully forms. One who walks near you is carrying a truth they refuse to speak. Not because they don't know how to tell you, but because they've calculated the cost of you finding out. If you knew what they knew, if you heard what they heard, you walk differently. You'd trust differently. You'd choose differently. And that terrifies them. Because the moment you walk in truth is the moment they lose their hidden control. So they smile. They nod. They stay silent. And all the while, the clock is ticking. But heaven does not allow deception to reign forever. Archangel Michael has stepped forward, sword drawn, voice thundering, declaring that a veil is lifting. He is not whispering, he is warning. This moment, this 2-hour window, is a test of discernment, protection, and positioning. You are not being left in the dark. You are being summoned to wake up, to listen, to lean in. The one who won't warn you is about to expose themselves, not by confession, but by behavior. Watch carefully. Move wisely. Trust slowly. Because your next spiritual step will either protect you or betray you. Archangel Michael says this clearly. Within the next 2 hours, the balance in your life will shift, for better or for worse. The alignment you are currently standing in has grown unstable, and it is no longer safe. This is not about fear. This is about foresight. The time has come for you to open your eyes, to open your spirit, and to understand what's really happening around you. There is a disturbance in your spiritual environment, not random, not accidental, but intentional. Someone in your atmosphere knows exactly why it's happening. And yet, they've chosen silence. They've chosen secrecy. They've chosen to let you walk blind through a minefield of energy they are fully aware of. This is the hour of exposure, the hour of separation, the hour of divine recalibration. The energy around you is not coincidental. It hath been shaped by conversations you weren't part of, motives you didn't detect, and relationships that were never as loyal as they appeared. Archangel Michael is not just observing this moment. He is intervening in it. He's not here to scare you. He's here to protect you. He's here to stand between you and the weapon being formed behind your back. His wings are spread. His sword is lit. His presence is thick with truth. And you, beloved, are being warned not to walk blindly any longer. The person who knows what's coming, the one who could have said something, the one who pretends to support you, they are not your enemy in the obvious sense. They are your spiritual saboteur by omission. And heaven takes that kind of silence seriously. When someone refuses to protect you with the truth they possess, they place themselves in opposition to your purpose. You don't need them to announce your downfall. Your silence is loud enough. Your silence is betrayal wrapped in politeness. And Archangel Michael says the time for politeness is over. It's time for divine protection, divine awareness, divine awakening. You are being called to attention. You are being summoned to stand still, to listen, to observe, and to act with holy discernment. The 2-hour window is not arbitrary. It is your spiritual buffer zone, your chance to shift, to recalibrate, and to break free from this dangerous alignment before it hardens. The moment you awaken, the spell is broken. The moment you discern, the trap dissolves. And the moment you declare your alignment with truth, heaven will move on your behalf with unstoppable force. Do not ignore this. Do not scroll past this. Do not delay your recognition. Your angelic shield is being activated as you listen. Type "I receive this warning" in the comments to activate angelic protection. Blessing code 4747 is now covering your path. There is someone who thought they knew you. Someone who believed your silence meant surrender. Someone who misread your stillness as weakness. But heaven sees the truth. Heaven hears the conversations you're not in. Heaven watches the smirks exchanged when your name is spoken behind closed doors. And heaven is not silent about it. Archangel Michael has stepped into the atmosphere with authority, because what's happening around you isn't random. It's orchestrated. It's spiritual. And worst of all, it's happening right in front of someone who claims to care about you. They saw the warning signs. They heard the whispers. But they said nothing. They did nothing. Because doing something would mean standing beside you in truth, and they weren't ready for that kind of loyalty. This is the danger of familiarity without loyalty. This is the cost of walking with people who are comfortable with your light but unwilling to defend it. The person who knows the truth is close enough to protect you, but has decided it's safer to protect themselves. They've calculated the risk. They've weighed the consequences. And they've concluded that staying silent serves them better than standing with you. What they don't understand is that silence is not neutrality. Silence, in the presence of betrayal, becomes participation. Archangel Michael sees their heart. He sees their choice. And he is calling it out now because you must know, not everyone who walks with you walks for you. You're not imagining the shift in their energy. You're not wrong about the change in how they respond to your presence. You felt it. You sensed it. You've dismissed it, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But the spirit within you already detected the betrayal. You just didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to believe someone you trusted would watch you walk toward danger and say nothing. But now the mystery is breaking. The veil is thinning. The spiritual fog is lifting. And what was hidden is becoming plain. Archangel Michael is pressing this truth into your spirit because your destiny cannot afford to be tied to those who prioritize their comfort over your calling. Understand this. The emotional confusion you feel right now, that tension, the doubt, that nagging sensation that something isn't right, it's not paranoia. It's prophetic sensitivity. You are being nudged by heaven to take notice, to feel what words haven't said yet, to discern what hasn't been confessed. Someone around you is praying you stay distracted just a little longer, because the moment you awaken, their cover is blown. They've made peace with their silence, but that peace is about to end. The holy realm is interrupting their comfort and invading your atmosphere with clarity. What they refuse to tell you, heaven is about to show you. Not out of vengeance, but out of protection. You are too close to your breakthrough to let silence confuse your spirit. You are too anointed to let dishonesty masquerade as friendship. What they know about your current alignment, the danger they've seen but refused to mention, is now shifting back onto them. The burden of truth unspoken has a spiritual cost, and Archangel Michael has declared it's time for justice, time for exposure, time for divine realignment. You are not being left to figure this out alone. Heaven is stepping in. Your spirit is being cleared. Your path is being guarded. And soon, your silence will no longer be able to hide behind smiles. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9292 is now activated for divine clarity. This is not just emotional confusion. This is not simply a matter of someone failing to communicate. What is happening around you, what hath been allowed to brew in silence and secrecy, is a spiritual confrontation dressed in familiar faces. Archangel Michael declares it clearly. This isn't personal, it's prophetic. This isn't a petty misunderstanding, it's spiritual warfare. You must begin to understand this truth. The attacks that come through people are reflections of deeper realms where light and darkness wrestle for control of your calling. And right now, your alignment has attracted attention not because of weakness but because of what you carry, because of who you are becoming, because of the mantle that rests upon your spirit. The reason this particular betrayal stings deeper is because it was disguised as affection. The reason this silence feels heavier is because it's not just someone being passive. It's someone being used as a pawn in a larger plan to interrupt your flow. The enemy doesn't always appear with horns and flames. Sometimes, the adversary wears a smile, stays close, listens to your heart, and says nothing when it's time to speak truth. Because silence, when used strategically by dark forces, becomes a tool of delay. The spiritual realm is real, and Archangel Michael has stepped forward to remind you, this delay is not a mistake. It was orchestrated. It was spiritual. But now it ends. You, beloved, are under divine surveillance. Your name is whispered in heaven with reverence. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are appointed for such a time as this. And that divine choosing comes with resistance. Shadows react to light not because of what it says, but because of what it is. Your very presence disrupts plans that were formed without your consent. Your light reveals what others hope to keep hidden. And that's why the conflict feels so layered. That's why this friend cannot bring themselves to warn you. Your elevation convicts their stagnation. Your alignment exposes their misalignment. Archangel Michael is here not just to protect you, but to reframe how you see this entire situation. You've been asking, why didn't they tell me? The better question is, what would have changed if they did? Because what they feared more than your reaction was your recognition. The moment you see clearly, you move differently. The moment you discern who they really are, you stop leaning where you used to trust. And that shift, that spiritual shift, threatens the false comfort zone that's been holding you back. You are not just in a dangerous alignment. You were being kept in it, and now the heavens are breaking it open. This war isn't just about relationships. This is about your rise. This is about your next level. This is about destiny meeting resistance and heaven pushing back. The emotional disturbance was only a symptom of the deeper spiritual confrontation. You are at the edge of a release, a revelation, and a repositioning. And the enemy used someone close to slow you down just enough to miss the window. But heaven has intercepted that plot. The time of delay is over. Archangel Michael has redrawn the lines. The separation has begun. And now you will see who's with you for real. And now you will walk in truth, no longer shackled by silent betrayal. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8311 is now activated to shield your destiny. Archangel Michael declares with piercing clarity, the next move is already being calculated, and it is not for your benefit. The one who stayed silent will not remain still. Though they have not spoken up to protect you, they are preparing to act, and their actions will not look like opposition at first. No, the danger is veiled in familiarity. It will look like help. It will sound like concern. It will feel like a soft return to comfort. But beneath it lies the energy of sabotage. The truth they refuse to warn you about is now becoming the very tool they will use to reposition your downfall as your decision. You may receive a message that seems innocent. You may hear from someone you haven't spoken to in a while. You may sense a shift in how they engage with you. More supportive, more involved, more eager. But it is not love, it is strategy. Heaven warns you now. The words are rehearsed. The motive is masked. What they could have revealed in honesty, they are now preparing to twist for influence. Because once you start to rise in truth, those who build comfort in your confusion panic. And their panic will show up as manipulation disguised as reunion. Be careful who you listen to in the next 2 hours. They are spreading your name. Not loudly, not publicly, but in shadows, in private messages, in cautious, calculated conversations that always end with "don't tell them I said this." They are framing you without ever naming you. They are chipping perceptions without offering facts. And they are doing it all under the illusion of innocence. This is why Archangel Michael has stepped forward, to break the illusion, to sever the soul tie, and to destroy the deception. You are not meant to play defense. You are meant to walk in discernment. You are not meant to explain yourself. You are meant to be elevated while heaven speaks for you. This next movement of betrayal will test your stability. It will try to lure you into proving, explaining, reacting. Don't. That is the trap. That is the bait. That is the moment where your peace becomes your greatest weapon. Archangel Michael instructs you, stay rooted, stay still, stay silent. Not because you are afraid, but because you are covered. The enemy is not after your reputation. The enemy is after your reaction. Because your reaction is what gives them access. But your restraint, your silence, closes the gates. And in that stillness, heaven speaks louder than any accusation ever could. This is the hour where masks begin to melt, where loyalty is tested not by words but by truth. The confrontation may not come with fire. It may come with flattery. That's why you must be vigilant. The one who once stood with you will try to stand beside you again, not to lift you, but to monitor you. Heaven says, do not fear this. The sword of the archangel is drawn. The shield of protection is surrounding you. The energy of discernment is rising in your spirit like a fire that will not be quenched. You are being guarded by forces far greater than what's coming against you. And now, as the alignment begins to shift, as the mask begins to slip, as the trap tries to spring, you will see clearly. You will speak wisely. You will move strategically. You will walk undodged. Their plan will fall short. Their whispers will return void. Their silence will speak louder than any words they could have offered. Because in the next 2 hours, heaven will vindicate you, not by exposing their intent, but by preserving your path. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Type "I walk in discernment" in the comments if this message is for you. Blessing code 6620 is covering your mind and heart right now. In this sacred hour, Archangel Michael does not only issue warnings, he delivers instructions. Divine protection is not just a force around you, it is a decision within you. And now, in this moment of exposure and unfolding betrayal, the instruction from heaven is clear. Stay grounded, stay still, stay guarded. You are not to defend what God has already preserved. You are not to chase after explanations when heaven is closing a chapter. You are not to wrestle for clarity from people who once had the chance to speak and chose silence instead. This isn't your battle to fight in the flesh. It is heaven's war to win in the spirit. You must resist the urge to confront. You must resist the pull to prove. You must resist the temptation to react in haste, in anger, or in pain. Because that is what the adversary desires. Your emotional unraveling, your spiritual misalignment, your destabilization. But Archangel Michael says, your stillness is your shield. Your peace is your power. Your silence is your sword. Let them speak. Let them twist. Let them watch. But do not let them provoke. You are not obligated to explain your positioning to anyone who chose deception over protection. You owe them nothing but your distance and your discernment. The friend who would not speak, the one who knew, and yet chose quiet, is being spiritually separated from your elevation. Do not try to pull them forward. Do not try to carry what heaven is cutting. Their silence was their declaration. Their inaction was their answer. Their distance, though unspoken, is a loud alignment with the forces that sought to delay your purpose. And heaven, in mercy, is showing you the truth now so you will not fall into a cycle again. You are being protected by removal. You are being covered through clarity. You are being surrounded by angels who are ushering you into the next phase, one where silence is no longer the norm and confusion no longer tolerated. Archangel Michael is repositioning your heart. Where you once needed external validation, you will now find inner peace. Where you once depended on the loyalty of others, you will now rise with the certainty of divine companionship. You do not walk alone. You never have. The presence of betrayal does not signal abandonment by God. It signals refinement, redirection, and reinforcement from the highest courts of heaven. This is why you must release. Release the need to be understood. Release the longing for them to finally tell you the truth. Release the idea that closure must come from them. Heaven is your closure. Peace is your inheritance. Silence is your strategy. You are instructed to observe, not to react, not to chase, not to fix. Let heaven fight for you. Let the archangels handle what your heart cannot. What is unjust, they will bring to light. What is hidden, they will uncover. What is weaponized, they will disarm. You have only one task now. Stay positioned. Stay in the presence. Stay close to God. Stay anchored in truth. Because the alignment that was meant to harm you is now collapsing under the weight of divine intervention. You are moving through a storm, but the storm will not take you. You are standing in a fire, but the fire will only burn the lies, not your soul. And so now, beloved, you breathe. You quiet your spirit. You take your hands off the wheel and trust that the captain of your soul has already rerouted your journey. What felt like delay was protection. What felt like betrayal was revelation. What felt like confusion was the voice of God whispering, "I've got you," even when they let you down. The war is spiritual, but the victory is already yours. Type I will be still in the comments if this message resonates. Blessing code 3003 is now activated for divine defense and inner peace. Now comes the shift. Now comes the moment where you stop looking over your shoulder and begin looking ahead. Archangel Michael declares with fire in his voice, you are no longer who they thought you were. You are no longer the version of yourself they betrayed in silence. You are no longer the vulnerable soul who leaned on unworthy alliances. You are becoming what they never expected, empowered, awakened, protected, and aligned with divine purpose. What they planned for harm is turning into a platform for glory. What they thought would weaken you has only strengthened your discernment. What they believed would break you has revealed your eternal resilience. Heaven has seen enough. Heaven has measured the weight of your heart. Heaven has reviewed the trials you have passed, the quiet tears you shed, the moments you could have retaliated but chose righteousness instead. And now you rise. Not in arrogance, not in vengeance, but in revelation. The divine curtain has been pulled back. The enemy's plans are crumbling beneath the very light they feared. You were never in danger. You were in transition. You were never forsaken. You were being prepared. You were never under attack without divine supervision. You were under divine refinement. And the one who refused to warn you, who stood by as danger approached, is now standing in the judgment of heaven's timing. You are not the victim. You are the revelation. You are the warning to every spirit that thought you could be taken out through silence and secrecy. You are the testimony rising out of ashes, formed not by perfection, but by perseverance. Archangel Michael says your atmosphere is shifting, and those who once saw you as fragile will now see you as fortified. Those who once thought they could manipulate you will now have no access to your energy. Those who stood beside you out of habit will no longer find a place in your sacred circle. You are being repositioned for divine greatness. You are being separated for divine stewardship. You are being crowned in the Spirit long before the world sees it. This empowerment is not just emotional. It is prophetic. It is generational. You are breaking cycles with your stillness. You are reclaiming identity with your wisdom. You are walking in a silence that speaks louder than confrontation. This is your turning point. This is the pivot in the story. No longer will you pray for people to see your heart. You will guard it like the sacred gift it is. No longer will you beg for loyalty. You will walk with the ones who speak with action. No longer will you tolerate spiritual deception disguised as friendship. You will discern and dismiss without guilt. Let it be known, the storm is not your enemy. A storm came to wash away what could no longer walk with you. A storm came to lift the veil. The storm came to reveal that the power within you is greater than the fear outside you. What tried to bury you has become the soil for your next level. And now you are rising. Rising in discernment. Rising in purpose. Rising in holy fire. They cannot stop what heaven has sealed. They cannot delay what God has already spoken. They cannot touch what divine light now surrounds. If this message ignited something in you, consider supporting our channel with a super thanks. A gift of $20 helps us keep producing spirit-led messages that bring clarity and comfort in seasons like this. Your support means the world. Type I rise in power in the comments if this word was for you. Blessing code 1212 is now flowing through your atmosphere with unstoppable favor. And now, the final shift begins. The atmosphere is no longer thick with tension. It is being pierced by the sound of divine transformation. Archangel Michael stands watch over you, his wings stretched wide, his sword still drawn, but now not for battle, for breakthrough. This moment you are walking into is not the end of a storm. It is the beginning of a revelation. The betrayal has served its purpose. The silence has spoken. The hidden friend has revealed their true alignment by doing nothing. And now heaven is doing everything. You are no longer walking toward confusion. You are walking through clarity. What you didn't know before, you now understand. What was veiled is now visible. What was kept from you has been handed over by divine order. And the one who thought their silence could keep you blind is now standing in the shadow of your rising. This is the fulfillment of the heavenly declaration. I will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. But hear this well. The feast is not to humiliate them. The feast is to crown you. The revelation is not for revenge. It is for release. Someone will come forward. Not the one who betrayed you, but someone unexpected. A divine messenger in earthly form. A conversation that slips. A truth that unfolds in a casual comment. Something that was meant to stay buried will resurface, not through their admission, but through heaven's orchestration. God is not asking you to chase truth. He is delivering it. You do not need to force clarity. You simply need to remain in position, because all things are aligning on your behalf. The spiritual exposure has already taken place in the realm that matters most, and now it begins to echo in the physical. Peace is coming, not as an idea, not as a promise, but as a presence. It will arrive suddenly, in a moment when you expect nothing. In a space where anxiety once sat, peace will reign. You'll no longer feel the weight of wondering who's with you. You'll no longer carry the ache of unspoken betrayal. You will no longer be drained by spiritual imposters pretending to be allies. The fire they tried to throw you into has only refined your discernment. The test they created has been used by heaven to elevate your spirit. And now you are stepping into an atmosphere so aligned, so pure, so divinely orchestrated. It will terrify those who once underestimated you. This is the last stretch before your elevation. This is the threshold between what was and what will be. You are being clothed in honor for what you endured in silence. You are being wrapped in wisdom for how you handled the betrayal. You are being infused with discernment so sharp that never again will a deceiver stand undetected in your presence. Archangel Michael declares that your spirit is now too sharp, your light too bright, your awareness too activated to be bound again by the silence of others. This moment marks a holy divide. You're not just stepping into victory, you're stepping into vindication. There is a divine reward being written in your atmosphere. New doors will open that no human hand can shut. Peace will protect you like a force field. Joy will return with fresh oil. Restoration will pour in through people and paths you didn't expect. What was stolen, time, trust, strength, will be repaid with heavenly interest. Archangel Michael is not just your defender. He is your divine usher into the next chapter. And this chapter will be sealed with truth, favor, and holy freedom. Type "I receive my transformation" in the comments to claim this shift. Blessing code 7070 is now moving through your life with holy restoration. This is the moment where prophecy meets participation. This is not just a message to be heard. It is a call to be answered. Archangel Michael is not delivering this revelation for information alone. He is sounding a spiritual alarm for activation. You are being invited now, not just to believe this message, but to respond to it with intentional power. The energy around you has shifted. The veil has lifted. And heaven is watching, waiting to see what you will declare in response to what you've just received. Your words carry weight. Your agreement carries authority. Your spiritual response is what turns divine insight into transformation. This is not the hour for hesitation. This is not the hour to remain silent when heaven has spoken on your behalf. You have been given divine intelligence. You have been shown the betrayal. You have been shielded from its full impact. You have been protected by angels you could not see. And now, you are being offered the chance to come into complete alignment, but it requires your voice. Not just your belief. Not just your reflection. Your voice. You must declare your agreement with heaven's timeline. You must affirm your refusal to remain in dangerous alignment. You must speak against the silence that almost silenced your future. You are not helpless. You are not stuck. You are not waiting for things to magically fix themselves. You are standing in a divine moment of intersection, where clarity demands confession, where prophecy demands participation, where truth demands declaration. Speak it now. Let the atmosphere hear your decision. Let the adversary hear your refusal. Let the angelic realm witness your boldness. You are not who you used to obey. You are not where you used to stand. You are aligned with heaven now, and heaven responds to the voice of the chosen. Speak over your own life. Say it out loud. I will no longer tolerate what tried to delay me. I reject spiritual deception. I reclaim my discernment. I walk with clarity. I move with confidence. I rise in truth. I respond with wisdom. I am covered. I am favored. I am aligned. These are not empty affirmations. These are spiritual declarations, encoded with the frequency of your new season. This is not hype. This is holy. This is not emotionalism. This is eternal empowerment. Your act of agreement is your act of alignment. Archangel Michael has delivered the message. Now the decision rests in your hands. You can scroll on, or you can speak up. You can wander, or you can walk in it. You can delay, or you can declare. But heaven is ready. The angels are watching. The gates are open. And this exact moment has been orchestrated to unlock your next chapter, but it requires your voice. So if this word is for you, don't hesitate. Type I align with heaven in the comments and declare your shift publicly. This simple act breaks confusion. This vocal response shakes stagnation. This divine affirmation signals that you are ready to step into full alignment with divine purpose. Type I align with heaven to seal this shift. Blessing code 8844 is activating alignment, discernment, and peace in your life. You have come through the revelation. You have stood at the edge of spiritual danger, and now you are rising on the wings of divine insight. Archangel Michael has spoken, not to alarm you, but to awaken you. And now you must carry this clarity forward. You are not walking away from this moment the same. Something has shifted in your spirit. Something has recalibrated in your perception. And that, beloved, is the mark of transformation. The dangerous alignment that once hovered like a shadow has lost its hold. The silence that cloaked betrayal has lost its power. The veil that hid intentions has been torn, and you, chosen one, now stand in unshakable spiritual truth. Remember this: you are not a victim of betrayal. You are the revelation of what cannot be destroyed. You are not defined by who did not speak. You are refined by what heaven revealed. You are not weak because you trusted. You are strong because you survived. And now, your energy carries discernment sharper than ever. You are rising not with anger, but with awareness. Not with bitterness, but with boldness. Not with a need to be understood, but with a knowing that you are protected, selected, and fully seen by heaven. Let them whisper. Let them plot. Let them sit silently while the storm surrounds you. It will not matter, because what surrounds you now is stronger. You are shielded by divine forces. You are carried by prophetic promises. You are covered in the armor of discernment and truth. Archangel Michael does not leave his post. He walks with you. He wars for you. He stands behind you when people fail you. He roars over your life when others remain silent. And now, his roar has awakened your soul. Your discernment is on fire. Your peace is firm. Your identity is sealed. This betrayal was not your end. It was your unveiling. This silence was not your setback. It was your separation. What they thought would destabilize you has only revealed your spiritual dominion. You do not need revenge. You do not need explanation. You do not need apology. What you need, and what you now possess, is revelation. And revelation is more powerful than any confession. You have entered into a new dimension of clarity. You are no longer asking who is for you. You are no longer wondering who is against you. You are anchored in the truth that heaven is with you, and when heaven is with you, no earthly plot can prosper. Let this be your final affirmation. I am light in human form. I am truth wrapped in clarity. I am divine resilience rising from silence. I am the voice that can no longer be fooled, the presence that can no longer be manipulated, and the soul that walks untouched by hidden agendas. Let them talk. Let them plan. Let them wonder how you still stand. Your very existence is a spiritual response to their silence. Your anointing is louder than their denial. Your destiny is stronger than their deception. And as you step out of this message and back into your life, walk with a new posture. Walk with a lifted head. Walk with sacred awareness. You are not bound by their silence anymore. You are not tangled in the web of confusion. You have clarity, you have courage, you have calling. Your 2-hour warning has passed. And because you listened, because you received, because you aligned, you are rising. If this divine message uplifted and empowered your spirit, consider supporting this mission with a super thanks. Your gift, even $10, allows us to create more messages that awaken, protect, and restore. Your generosity speaks louder than you know. Thank you. Type I am the revelation in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9991 is now wrapping around you with completion, favor, and holy fire.